Alright, back into Mesagoza. Let's do it. Let's take on Nemona. Oh, there's a Pokemon that are two mice. They're called Tandem Mouse. Like tandem and mice. Whereabouts are we going to? Right in the middle. Okay. Bom, bom, bom. So over here? No, over this way? Okay. Oh. Then maybe I'll go to class. Oh, there she is. She's waiting for me in the middle. I'm a 90s kid. I see two white mice. I think Pinky in the brain. Any second. Oh, this is a cool cutscene. I like this. There you are, Dazza. Ready for a battle between champions? Because all these folks here seem ready to watch. Word got around, I guess. And out of every single person gathered... Oh, she's a bit of a showmanship, isn't she? Showboater. I'm the most excited by a mile. Barry's on his way to work. Stage is set. I'm wearing my flip-flops. It's my all-out power. Versus your strength in full fruition. Let's see who comes out on top. There better be a jam here. Alright, Champion Nemona. Oh, this is bad. This is straight up bad. Finally, the thing I've been waiting for all this time. Time to begin our greatest battle of all. We don't win this, I don't think. I don't think I can even get past her Lycanroc. Ooh, sneaky. Yeah, please, Ramen. Yeah, I feel like this is actually going to be a rough battle. Oh, never mind, I one-shot her. I think I helped you teach you type matchups, and now you're using them to put a hurt on me. This is cool. This feels like a good fight. She's kind of like been our mentor the entire time. Poor Mott. She was actually smarter than Greta. Yeah. Setting up a Stealth Rock at the start rather than using toxic debris at the end of a fight. Oh, fudge! Oh, that's bad. Oh, wow! No freeze, no freeze. How'd you like my real hard hits? Man, it feels good to finally let loose. That's not gonna do enough. I'm gonna have to assume that another Ice Punch is coming. Bob's gonna take a big hit from Stealth Rock, though. We can always hit with Bagel and a Play Rough. But I was thinking about Bob and using Earth Power. I'm gonna try Play Rough instead. Bagel's quite tanky and quite speedy. Older student, huh, Ramen? Mature? Oh my goodness, old is offensive, it's very true. These Stealth Rocks, though, that's gonna be a pain in the butt. I wonder if Ice Spinner will get rid of Stealth Rock. I don't think it will. Alright. I'm gonna play rough. Double Shock. I've not seen this move before. Oh! Opposing Palmot used up all of its electricity. It had electricity? Interesting. What a move. I've never seen it. Bork, bork, bork. Orthworm. Steel type that can't be affected by ground type moves. but probably is packing an Earthquake. Bob might die here. Yeah, she really has. Oh no, I knew it was an electric type. I just don't know what electric, what double shock is. I've never seen that move before. Here we go. Hope this works. What is that? It's a wiggly worm with arms. I love it, Dolly. Please go first. If this thing's got Earthquake, this is all for naught. Please do enough. Please do enough. Oh, thank goodness. I know she's gonna have Meowscarada in the back, so I wanted to get that off to begin with. If I can stay out, that would be great, because I've now got a double special attack. Hit point restored thanks to the grassy terrain. There it goes. Goodra. It's just pure dragon, isn't it? But it's got loads of water moves. I have to switch out, I can't stay out. Bagel won't be able to take the hits. I could use this as a I'm going to use this as a chance to set up screens. Set up screens and use Dazzling Gleam. And we've always got Terastallized Skeledirge in the back, ready for Meowscarada. Okay, probably gonna lead with a light screen here. Oh, it's faster than me. Yowie zowie. Oh. But Farigiraf is probably going down. I'll also pop a Reflect. Just so we've got that in the back as well, just in case we end up going against physical attackers. Right, now let's hit with a Dazzling Gleam. Hope we survive one. No! That should do a lot. That did nothing. Special defense is up the wazoo. I should have switched to Bagel. Bagel's low though, isn't she? He? She? He. Okay. I guess Hannah isn't his friend. Yeah, this Sliggoo is fast. Oh, this Goodra is fast, man. I'm gonna slap with an Avalanche. Yes, good pull. This should KO. Fred. The Dunsparce. The Status Fiend. I've got nothing against normal types. Actually, I got Body Press. Avalanche help you get through Cynthia? I'm surprised you survive. Against... Oh, that did nothing against Cynthia. Coil? Attack Rose. Defense Rose. Accuracy Rose. That doesn't sound fun. She's using the triple segment form. Let's just Avalanche. I use Coil again. Avalanche is going to do squat this time. Hopefully more than Body Press, though. Yeah, she's setting up to sweep. His defense is too high. I gotta hit it with special attack. But I think I'm too slow. I need to save Bob for the end. This thing is setting up to do some... Maybe some, like, power... whatever. Wait, is Coil priority? Hyper Drill. Oh! Okay. Light screen wore off. Is Hannah still alive? Hannah isn't alive. Uh-oh! Stinky! Sitting in Marshmallow. Okay. Yeah, 2 attack buffs and a speed, 2 2 attack buffs and defense buffs. Let's check my summary real quick. Speed 109, 68, 43, 120, 143 on Bagel. I'm gonna go with Bagel. Bagel's probably gonna die here. That sound, which one? Marshmallow. You gotta heal? I'm gonna try not to heal, because I think I've got this. But it's gonna be... This isn't gonna do much here. But it's gonna do a little bit so that I know that I can KO with the next attack. Smart AI to Nemona? Yeah, really smart AI. So it never buffed its special defense, it only buffed its physical defense. I wanted to make sure I can get Bub in here to Torch Song and definitely KO and boost my special attack at once as well. So I'm hoping, with my fingies and my tootsies crossed, that with Terastallization and a special attack buff, I can KO her Meowscarada in one hit. But if she's got a dark type move, she's gonna use it. We're gonna fight with everything we've got. The only other Pokemon I've got waiting in the back is Astringent with low health, I think. I hope this works. Shine blazingly bright, my greatest treasure. I thought I was your greatest treasure. The friends we made along the way. Yeah. Shocker, we never saw that coming. She's gonna be faster than me though. If she uses Flower Trick, we might die. If she uses a dark type move, she's Thunder Punch. Of all moves. Okay. I'm fine. Never even doubted myself. It's a Pokemon game after all. Anyone else noticed the Windows move? No? That was just a bad choice. That was a very bad choice. She's not used to being that backed into a corner. Uh-oh. I'm just like... Is everything okay? We good? You did it! Oh, she's happy! This is legit incredible. You're the strongest out there, Dazza. Dude, I love how she's so psyched for us. I mean, you knocked me flat, and I was giving you absolutely everything I swear she was about to hug me then. Everything She's just laughing. Oh man, Pokemon battling, am I right? She's like Ash. She's kind of like the female version of Ash. So much better, so much more fun than I ever knew. Like, doesn't care that she lost, she's just in for a really good fight. I missed what she just said. Ah! I like her, she's a cool character. She's kind of annoying. Let's give ourselves a minute and have a quick break, Tazza, before round 2. Let my stamina build, woman. Which Pokemon should I bring out this time? Decisions. Can I at least get a hug? Is that it? Credits? I'm guessing not. I'm glad I left that for the end. I'm glad that that was my last path, the victory road. Roto, Tototo. I love that you slowly back away. Yo, Arvin here. Bow wow. Whoa, down boy, don't jump up like that. Seems like hearing your voice has old Mabostiff here all worked up, Dazza. Oh, that's not why I called. Nearly forgot. You remember what we talked about before? About going to Area 0? Yep. Oh, no worries, Ramen. Have a good shift. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow before the meetings. Animating a hug is quite difficult, I can imagine. You know what I found out? You know what the one thing that I praised, the one graphical thing that I've praised of this game the entire way through were the Pokemon models? I was like, at least they made sure the Pokemon graphics were looking good. You know, because they're like the stars of the show. I found out that was all outsourced to a different, like, studio. A completely different studio was outsourced to create the models of the Pokemon. Did Game Freak actually do anything? And Neo's like, yeah, that sounds about right. Of course you do, you little know-it-all. Got a mind like a steel trap, eh? Well, all the effort you've been putting in around Paldea has really helped you make a name for yourself, be of some goodwill, that's for sure. So I've been able to secure 2 allies who want to go to Area 0 with us. That should have us ready to tackle anything. So now, we've all just got to get there. First step, we'll be gathering at Area 0. I'll be ready and waiting at the 0 gates. I'll send you the location on your phone too. Don't leave me hanging forever. Yeah, that's the entrance that we were talking about. I have not seen Endgame, no. It's the one thing that I've kept away from, which has been quite good, actually. Messed up real good. We'll be waiting. Bow wow wow. Head to the 0 gate. We're not doing that today, guys! Oh, not today. Sorry, chat. We're saving that for tomorrow. Today, we're gonna finish some things up around school. Oh, big old tease. I feel like if I was to start that now, I wouldn't finish for like 8 hours. And I don't want to go too long today. Where do you want to go? I want to stay in here. I'm trying to talk to people that are in here. So we're going to wrap up some stuff around school. Click on all the exclamation marks. You know, do all the classes. Oh, we can buy sandwiches. Oh, this is new. I don't think I've seen these sandwiches here before. Interesting. I'm guessing I need to talk to the lady over here. Ugh, school. Dazzy, you scared me. You here to eat? Oh no, I'm not here for anything food related at all. Just walking around the entrance hall. I felt that intense gaze I told you about before. So I quickly ducked into the cafeteria here. Our cafeteria only has one entrance, so I thought I might be able to discover the identity of the person watching me if they follow me in here. It's me. Someone's coming just now. Oh, that's weird. I thought I saw her come in here. Guess I won't be able to ask my question today either. That girl, I feel like I've seen her several times before. She seems to be a student here, but I get the feeling that her question is not about her studies. Oh, Zadra! Next time I see her, maybe I'll start up a conversation myself. Which part? Is that part we've seen, or is it a part like that I'm yet to see? It could have been a little scary being here on my own. Glad you were here with me. What? Feel trusted by Miss Time. What on earth just happened? What do you get when you mix a Rotom with a microwave? Probably something illegal. Home ec room? They were always there, you just never went to school? I don't want to go to school. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, because I didn't have one yesterday, or I didn't stream yesterday, so I'll be streaming tomorrow. You've seen part of it, but the part you haven't has what was worse? Really? Welcome to Home Economics classroom. Consider it to be my very own castle of sorts. Master Dazza from Class 1A. Rumors of your activities seem to be bombarding me from all sides. All sides? Indeed, people from all over have been talking about how strong of a battler you are and the amazing Pokemon you take along with you. You are quite the object of everyone's interest, though I imagine that may be a bother for you. The Home Economics classroom is something of a place to rest for the Academy students, you see. Here, they delight in sharing the latest gossip and the like while enjoying a light snack. You come out quite often in these talks recently, Master Dazza, so much that I find myself intrigued. If it is not burden for you, I'd very much enjoy to have you come to see me again sometime. Slightly closer with Mr. Saguaro. Send the clip of the windows freaking out in the Discord. Hurts to watch though, but it's a proof of a glitch. Interesting. Just cry all games that I play, but just sobbed when I ended main story in Scarlet. Please feel free to relax and unwind. Oh, okay. I thought we were going to talk some more. It's fine. Cafeteria. Wait, weren't we just there? I have to watch tomorrow's VOD to see what you think. Interesting. I can't see... I don't know roughly how long the post-game is, but I can't imagine it will take more than one stream. Sometime... Yeah, it's been some time since we last met. Yeah. Are you here to eat as well? Always. The Jigglypuff on the apron. Excellent, you shouldn't battle on an empty stomach. I myself am here to survey the student cafeteria, let's say. I'm observing the nutritional content of the food that our students partake on a regular basis. One item on the menu here that I am particularly interested in is the peanut butter sandwich. It is sweet and quite delicious. Perhaps I'll order one right now. Oh look, Mr. Saguaro, he's so fashionable and cool. I guess the teachers come to the cafeteria too, huh? Do you think he'll have an egg sandwich? No way, if he gets anything, it'll definitely be something spicy like the 5 alarm sandwich. He's so cool, he'll definitely get that wild and spicy 5. He's gonna be peer pressured into eating a sandwich he doesn't like. Can I have a 5 alarm sandwich? I do enjoy the thrill of spicy food. No, I have a peanut butter sandwich. You suggested I have a peanut butter sandwich, Master Dazza. I suppose I shall have to try one if you insist. That was so close, I almost forced myself to order something spicy, my least favourite of flavours. Thank you for restraining me, Master Dazza. Seems that the students tend to view me as fashionable and cool, or even, dare I say it, exuding a sort of brooding strength. I get that, I completely understand, Saguaro. You know, myself, I'm a professional video game champion, and often I find people expect too much of me, although I generally live up to that greatness that they expect from me, so it's tough. It's tough to have such a massive ego and not fall over from being so top-heavy, I'll be honest. I have a habit of acting in such a way as to not destroy their image of me. Showed my true colours to you just now without thinking. Please keep this a secret between us. Came even closer with Mr. Saguaro. Alright, see ya, sucker. I'm out of here. He's gonna be back in the home ec room again? No? Oh, there's so much. Schoolyard. Got 2 people to talk to over here. Only your modesty is holding you up. I know. Just the most modest person in the world. And yet I still struggle. Yeah, the Jigglypuff on the apron. I've never even been to the schoolyard other than when we fought Cassiopeia. Tried to visit the schoolyard from time to time. It's good to see young ones with so much energy and vigor. You think so? Oh yes, indeed. Just watching is enough to make even an old man like me feel more alive. You probably shouldn't say that you're in the schoolyard to watch children. That's a little creepy. Master Hassel, might I have a word? Yet now you're in trouble. What are you doing here? I've told you many times not to bother me here at the academy. Yet I am bound to come. Our family's future is of paramount importance. It was good speaking with you, Dazza. Something important has come up, so I must excuse myself now. Oh boy, we came closer with Mr. Hassel. Oh boy. Let us discuss this matter elsewhere. Come. Okay. The battle trainer here. Alright, let's do a lap. Yeah! Let's do it on oh, I can't ride Coridon. We can do a lap. Tag, you're it. Don't go over the lines. Don't go over the lines. Don't go over the lines. We're all good. We're all good. Dodge roll. Dodge roll. Nah, I'm joking. I'm going to go see the trainer. Oh, so new kid? You come out here to the schoolyard for some training? Yes. Knew I could see a fighting spirit burning behind those eyes of yours. Oh, we have a bit of running together. Oh, I just did that. Ready, let's go. Oh. You ran 3 laps around the schoolyard? Oh, I did half a lap. His family's obviously a different color than he is, and I'm like, is he adopted? Is she? Is she exactly? Are they blood relatives? I want to know more. Well, I don't think they're actually related. It may just be a family issue that she has that he can help with. Maybe. That really worked up a nice sweat. Got a good pair of legs on you, new kid. New kid. A good bout of training sure does make a body hungry, doesn't it? I'll let you have one of my homemade sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for running with me today. Feed those muscles. Sandwich? Get a free sandwich. It was dry and had an odd smell. That taste left much to be desired. How was it? I hope it was tasty. Well, to be honest. Yeah, but, I mean, I could talk about... Like, if I was to say to someone, yeah, our family's not that great. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily including you, you know? I guess, like, it just could be used in conjunction with my family. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked you that. Heh, I'm an athletic and all, but I don't know the first thing about making good food. As your honest reaction just reminded me. Well, see you later. Enjoy your sore muscles tomorrow. See ya! Nurse's office. Let's go see Mimi. Might be a niece that has a parent with dark skin. Potentially. Let's be honest, it was just using a generic dragon trainer model. Yeah, I don't think it's too much to think into. Hey there, come on in. Everyone's welcome in the nurse's office. Glad you're here. I've some good news. You're not going to believe this, but I passed the health teacher certification exam. That was a very weird cheering game right there. That's great. Jolly spoiler territory. Oh. Thank you so much. I saw you pushing yourself real hard with your treasure hunt. That really inspired me. Of course, most of the credit for my success goes to my own hard work, though. Yeah, true. Thanks for giving me the push I needed to try again, Dazza. You're welcome. 10 max revives? But they tell me there's no room to add new classes this year. I guess I'll keep being Nurse Miriam for a bit. Just you wait, though. I'll be standing in front of the class at this academy before you know it. Pretty much, Bergie. Then I'll teach you all you need to know about health. I bet I'll make a great teacher. I can't wait to see you in my class. Formed a close bond with Nurse Miriam. What does that mean? Does that mean she gives me stuff now? Rest is really important too. Back to the home ec room. That's the tagline for Game Explain. He's one of my favorites. He's a weirdo, that's for sure. Game theory. Thanks for watching. Fancy meeting you here in the home economics classroom. What a coincidence, eh? Likewise. Oh, she's going to be practicing her sandwiches. So, well, you see, Mrs. Dendra tells me she is here for intensive training in sandwich making. Ah, well, no use hiding it now. Oh dear, I'm terribly sorry. Were you keeping this a secret? An artiste. Well, I mean, not really, but it doesn't look very cool to openly admit I'm here for intensive training, you know? Understood. I'll be more careful in the future. Well, new kid, now you know what I'm up to. Guess you'll just have to help me out with training. This is what school makes me do. Try this sandwich as the result of my training so far. It was soggy and hard to eat, and once again, taste left much to be desired. This was my meat lover's prosciutto, bacon, and chorizo sandwich. How was it? Use some more veggies. I'd never say that. Time to end stream. Well, I mean, if you guys want to leave because all I'm going to be doing is school stuff, I completely don't blame you. Oh, you mean there's a problem with my choice of filling? Guess focusing on muscle-building ingredients really did a number on the flavor, huh? Miss Dendra, I believe a simple addition of butter would have done wonders for your sandwich. Butter helps protect the bread from getting soggy due to the moisture of the ingredients. Also works to enhance the sandwich flavor. Fat equals flavor. You know, they say that a lot, and if that's true, then I must be really delicious. Let's be honest. Can also work to enhance the sandwich's flavor. Butter, that makes sense. Thank you for teaching me that tip, Mr. Saguaro. Why didn't you tell me that while I was making the sandwich? Ah, well, you see, when I saw you, I had not realized you had begun your, food prep. But you were simply trying to destroy my classroom. Oh my god. Well, anyway. New kid, thanks to you and Mr. Saguaro here, I may finally be getting the hang of this. Thanks for your advice. Became even closer with Miss Dendra. Oh. Now where? This is even before all of the classes. Staff room, sure, there's 2 people in there. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Hello, Dazza. Feel free to come ask me questions anytime. Oh, okay, are you not the person I need to talk to? Are you the person I need to talk to? Ah, Dazza from Class 1A. Where you conduct yourself in my class and your answer gives my... Oh, she's the history teacher, isn't she? I admit they piqued my interest. You are quite the interesting pupil, I must say. Tell me, Dazza, given a choice as to which you prefer, things of old or things that are new? Ah, old stuff's cool, but new stuff is neat and works a lot more better. How would you answer new stuff to me, your history teacher? Ha, you really are a curious one. Well, new stuff will be history, won't it? Oh, look, that's a Marsh Shadow, isn't it? In her hair clip? You can disregard that, I was simply thinking out loud. She's got a weird, like, necklace brooch thing as well. Enjoyed our little conversation today, Dazza. You have my thanks. Slightly closer with Miss Ryfoot. Oh, Dazza. Did you come all the way here to the staff room just to see me? All the way here? Oh, the hair twitch? I didn't look at it, so I didn't see it. Seems I finally made it into the hearts of my students. That makes me tray happy. Oh, we're doing language class first. After all, I said in my class, communication is very important. If there's anything you're confused about in class, or if you have trouble taking the academy, you can always come here and tell me, Tono me Salvatore, your friend Salvatore, that is. Is that it? Okay. Where do you want to go? Anywhere but here. Now let's go talk to Clavel. Time to eat, that's what everything means. I'm so hungry, sub. Oh look, I finally saw the Pokeball that you guys were talking about. The little placeholder Pokeball. I finally saw it, I've never seen it before. Thank you for the visit, Master Dazza. A good friend of mine has been telling me one of your recent exploits. You mean Clive? I'll leave their identity to your imagination, but now, lest I forget, there's another matter I'd very much like your opinion on. You know how, do you know what manner of gentleman's hairstyle is considered cool, as it were, among the youth these days? Giant pompadours. I'm gonna go with 2 block cuts. Oh, is that so? I suppose I have indeed seen some of that Academy's male students sporting such a style. Could it be, then, that the pompadour has already had its day in the sun? Perhaps I ought to consider a change of wig. That is to say, never mind. Thank you for your insight, Master Dazza. It was most enlightening. You're trusted by Director Clavel. Oh. Weeks. Alright, where is the... Where is he? Where is it? No, that's her. What? Looking for Salvatore. There he is. Slang is making me feel old. Same. Oh, look at little Pormot sleeping. Dazza, I'm in a bit of a pinch. Chugi, Take a look at this. This poor me really doesn't seem to be feeling well. I don't know if the poor thing is sleeping. What should I do? What should I do? Just stay calm. Alright, I could use a potion. You have any on you, Dazza? No. What should I do? What should I do? Well, I had exactly 1 potion in my pocket. This'll fix you right up, my friend. Potion power, go! He's just sleeping. Look at him, he's so happy. This Pawmi doesn't appear to belong to a trainer. Could a wild Pokemon have wandered into the academy grounds? Still, can't just leave this here alone without someone to make sure it's okay. I had a potion and it made me give it to him. I've got loads of potions. Decided then, I, Salvatore, will just have to lend all of the helping hands I can have to take care of Pawmi in this touch-and-go situation. Merci very much for your advice, Dazza. Adios. Au revoir. Time to eat. Hold on. Maybe I don't have them anymore. Maybe I used them all up because of auto heal. Let me double check. Oh yeah, I've just got super potions now, so maybe I don't have any. At least in this big schoolyard area, there's fast travel points all around the edges, so that's good. Alright, back to the director's office, it would seem. Hello, Mr. Clive, Clavel, sir. Thank you again for your outstanding work on Operation Starfall. I cannot tell you how relieved I am that we were able to help Miss Penny as we did. And I know she is exceedingly grateful to you for your part in all of this. So I have one more thing to ask of you, though the request is admittedly of a delicate nature. Do you think you could continue being good friends with Miss Penny as you have thus far? Sure, we're best buds. Me too, darling, me too. I must say, I'm truly glad to have you as one of my students at the Academy. I believe you have more than earned this small token of my appreciation. Ah! The director gave me his big nugget. Thank you, director. Hope that you'll always stay just as wonderful as you are now, Master Dazza. I am the most wonderfulest. We have a close bond, Mr. Clavel. Alright, are we done? Is that everyone? That's everyone! For now! Alright, chat. I choked on my chips. Why? Don't see why you would. Okay. Let's finish math. Let's get math out of the way with. I think we just got class 6, 4, 5, 6, and then final exam would be nice. Hello everyone, I hope we can have fun once again today, class together. Okay, you ready? Last time I was able to speak quite quickly, so let's see if we can do this again. Last time we learned about probability using a move accuracy as an example. Probability is quite interesting subject. Did you know that in a class with 40 students here, there's a 90% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? This is even true despite the fact that there are over 300 days in each year. Isn't that remarkable? Well, let's move on to today's topic before we get swept along with probability again. I've been teaching you all about how to calculate damage in this class using examples like type matchups, critical hits, stat boosts, and the like. All these variables are multiplied together to calculate damage dealt to an opponent. However, did you know that there is even a simpler way to increase the damage of your Pokemon's move? What you have to do is have your Pokemon use moves that it shares a type with. For Rock-type Pokemon, use the Rock-type move. Stone Edge, the move's base power of 100 is multiplied by 1.5 to become 150. Ground and Rock seems like a similar type, but if Ground-type Pokemon uses Stone Edge, the move's power will remain 100. Super effective moves and critical hits also add multipliers on this little numerical increase, so it most certainly must not be taken lightly. Let me ask you a question to see if you understand what I'm talking about. Say you have a move with a base power of 100. A Pokemon shares a type with this move and uses to hit an opponent that is weak to the type. What happens to move power? 300. You did that calculation all in your head. Well done, Dazza. Yes, Hellhound. First, using a move that shares type with its user multiplies the move base power by 1.5, making the power 150. The fact that the opponent is weak to up moves then doubles that power from 150 to 300. The original power of the move ends up being tripled. Isn't that amazing? What's more, if a Pokemon is terrestrialized and the Terra type matches the use of its original type, then the bonus gets from using the moves of that same type is increased 1.5 to 2. Confirmation! Love to see it in the game. Of course, being able to use a lot of the moves with different types is great as well. That one way you can surprise your opponent. In the end, your own innate characteristics are really what let you shine the most. Bear in mind that it's true for both humans and Pokemon. It would make me happy if you could take the word to heart, but I suppose I should really have shared this basic advice right from the first lesson. My apologies. Just like that, class is over! Yay! Will this be on the last... will this be on the test? It will be. Final exam. Okay, cool. So for each subject, there is only 3 classes and an exam left to do. We can bust through all of these. Math final. Yeah, let's do it. Psyduck, I feel that right now, buddy. Don't be tardy. It's time to begin our final exam. I'm sure the fun experiences you all had in my class will serve you well as answers. How many Great Balls can you purchase with 3,000 if each one costs 6,000? Oh, here we go. For Water-type move with a power of 100 lands a critical hit on a Grass-type Pokemon, what would the move's power be? 75? Critical hit is 1. Is it 1.5 times damage or 2? Oh god. I want to say a critical hit doubles it, so I'm going to say 100. Under normal conditions, what percentage chance does Stone Edge have to land a critical hit? 4%. But when you use a Swords Dance twice to boost attacks by 4 stages, how much damage will it physical do then? Triple. Rock-type Pokemon whose Terra type is Rock Terrestrializes, what will be the power of his Rock-type move multiplied by 2? Ding dong! Easy peasy. They did a tricksy one on me with that Pokeball question like that in the first class, made me mad. Same. Because she specifically said Pokeball, and you don't know if it's the generic term for all Pokeballs used to catch Pokemon, including Premier Balls, or if it is specifically about a Pokeball. We need 4 questions to pass. Uh-oh. What?! I got the first one wrong? I did? What's the first one? 5 times 6 is 3,000, isn't it? Did I really get the first one wrong? How many Great Balls could you purchase with 3,000 if each one costs 600? 5! That wasn't the first one last time. Yeah, it was. Yeah, this was the first question. So did I get the second one wrong? Is it the critical hit? Was it actually 75? The Water the Grass one. For Water-type move, with a power of 100, lands a critical hit on a Grass-type Pokemon. So the Grass-type would half it to 50, and then a critical hit, I guess, would make it 75 and not 100. Well then. Stone Edge is 4%. Or is Stone Edge a crit... No, Stone Edge is 4%, right? I'm going to say 12. I'm probably wrong. Swords Dance, that one's triple. That one's 2. So, yeah, I must have got the Stone Edge question wrong because it has a higher chance to critical hit. Well done, diggity done. Stupid, dumb, stupid math test. Stupid. Oh. Yeah, it does feel. You must get 3 questions correct. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, perfect first time every time. Darn diggity corn dog. Yep. 5 experience candies, medium. Great. Is that it? Let's do biology. Way to go, Dazza. Thank you. Dazza, see me after class? No! Yeah, that's good, Jolly. That's good. I always thought critical hits were double. I didn't realize they were 1.5 times. Oh well. Hello, hope everyone's today ready to learn some really already get great on the midterm exam. Thanks for answering my little questions at the end too. Be sure to keep your responses in mind. Alright, we're now heading to the last half of our class together. It's time for our knowledge to evolve and grow just like our Pokemon. Evolution. Yeah, evolution. We'll learn about the fascinating phenomenon of Pokemon evolution. As a Pokemon battle and level up, they learn new moves and get stronger. And for some Pokemon, once they're leveled up enough, their appearance changes and their stats increase, sometimes by a lot. That's Pokemon evolution. Pokemon become very strong when they evolve, making them trusty partners in battle, but some people prefer to keep their Pokemon in their adorable pre-evolve state, sub. To do this, you just need to remember a certain button when your Pokemon begins to evolve. So with me, you already know to cancel evolution, press the B button! The C button. That's right, everybody. B for best answer. The button you want when you want to stop a Pokemon from evolving is the B button. If you press this button soon after the Pokemon begins to evolve, you can stop it from changing. You can also let the Pokemon hold an item known as an Everstone to keep it from evolving. And keep in mind that the requirement for evolution is different for Pokemon to Pokemon. Some may evolve by having a certain item such as a Fire Stone or Thunderstone used on, others may have to learn a specific move or defeat a specific Pokemon in battle to evolve. The way Primeape evolves into Annihilape is especially strange. You see, there's a certain move that... Okay then. As if it told you about the evolution here. The cancel would be, the Haunter not cancelling was total baloney? What? Oh, to be fair, I don't think with trade evolutions you can stop it. Unless you give it the Everstone. Biology class! Don't be tardy! Ski-da-dum. Ski-dee-dee. Hello, hello, I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today, but before we get going, do remember the final question for our midterm exam. Well, Director Clavel found out about it somehow and I got yelled at. Whoops. Apparently he could tell I was hiding something just by looking at me. He must have noticed all the colour flushed right out my face. Haha, speaking of colour today, I'd like to teach you about colours as they pertain to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different coloration or patterning on their bodies based on the gender or individual differences. In very rare cases, Pokemon may have wildly different coloration compared to others of the same species. Call those specimens shiny Pokemon. Well, that doesn't count for Persian or Ghastly, does it? It's quite rare to cross paths with one. Does anyone know what the likelihood of finding a shiny Pokemon is? 1 in 4,000. Shiny Pokemon appear at the rate of 1 in 4,000. Isn't that amazing? Probability of encountering one in the wild is about the same as hatching one from an egg too. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around different languages is a special case. There's a higher than average chance that shiny Pokemon will hatch from these eggs. We haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet. Also heard rumors of a charm that increases your likelihood of finding shiny Pokemon when you have it in your bag. Can you believe that? The claim can't be scientifically verified, but it sure would be fun if it were true. Yeah, talk about shinies is cool. Yeah, true, Neo. I actually kind of wish that base odds were 1 in 8,000 in this game. But, you know. I just think it would be more interesting. I say that now, but when I come to shiny hunting, I won't be saying that. Biology! Let's go! Quack, quack. Don't be tardy! What time is it? 8 o'clock. Ooh, really food time. I'm legit about to ask, are they not? Like a dummy when he literally just said they won all 4,000. Hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Next time we meet, we'll have our final exam. That means today is our last actual class, and the topic for that class will be Pokemon forms. You can just think about the forms as the shapes of the appearance Pokemon have. There's also a phenomenon called a form change, when a Pokemon's appearance changes under certain conditions. Cyclizar, for example, which we regularly ride on as transportation here in Paldea, has 3 forms. First, its basic form where it walks on all 4 legs. Second is battle form where it stands on its hind legs to engage in battle. Finally, there's ride form where it inflates its throat sac and tail so we can ride on its back. We can use something you're all carrying with you now as an even better example. Yep, I'm talking about your phones. Some smartphones are inhabited by a certain Pokemon. Does anyone know what that Pokemon I'm referring to? Rotom. Heracross. Oh, nice, Coffee Shan. Nice. You're a regular expert on Pokemon and technology, aren't you, Dazza? The Pokemon inside your smartphone is Rotom, and it does all sorts of things to help you out. Rotom inside Rotom phone is special, so it doesn't try to enter other electronics. An ordinary Rotom, however, will change form by entering washing machines, microwave ovens, and other electronic appliances. Rotom is a bit of an exception, though. Many Pokemon that change form do simply by holding an item or by having one used on them. Oricorio, for example, have 4 different forms it can change between when given certain nectars. Pokemon may even change type or learn different moves when they change form. Form changes are different from evolution in that the Pokemon can return to its original form, and unlike shiny Pokemon which can't change their special coloration, the same individual Pokemon could go back and forth between its forms. There's also a lot to dig into with this form change phenomenon, as you can see. You can all learn something from Pokemon here, don't you think? Bit of a stretch, but be happy to see you all enjoy your time at the Academy to its fullest, and change form into a new version of yourself. Or something like that anyway. Oh, almost forgot! Regional forms which vary based on which region a Pokemon came from don't change like other forms. They're an innate... Oh. How does he know about a legendary? He doesn't? He talked about Cyclizar and Rotom. And Oricorio. I guess I was scatterbrained, Mr. Jack, right up to the very end, huh? Had a great time teaching you all. Hope you can do your best on the final exam. Ski dum do. Alright, let's smash the exam first try, like the last one. Has info on both dragons? Does it? Have a nice hot tea? I could go for a cup of tea. Class will be soon. Don't be tardy. I want to drink some more tea, I think. Maybe that's going to be the way I kick soda. I call sus. I don't think his Pokedex does have information on both the dragons, does it? Hello everyone. Today is our final exam. It will cover everything I've taught you so far, but I'm sure you'll all do just fine. Take your time and contemplate each question carefully. No. Only the following 4 methods make it easy to catch a Pokemon. Oh, how many of them? Yes, no, yes, 2. True or false? You can get new Pokemon only by catching them yourself or trading it with others. I don't think there's any other way of getting Pokemon unless they get given to you. False? So they might be given to you? I don't know. If a Pokemon is holding an Everstone, will using an item that induces evolution, such as Firestone, cause it to evolve? No! Or is a probability of a shiny, 1 in 4,000. True or false? The Pokemon known as Oricorio has 3 forms. No, it's got 4. This question won't affect your grade. Do you have anything you'd like to say about my class? I'm still getting used to this teaching thing. Keep teaching, you can do it. It's a -21 with -32 wind chill. That sounds cold. Pumpkin spice tea, I need it. Ooh. Evolving, too late. I think I said false anyway, right? Doesn't matter, Jolly Rancher. You know, I'm here to just do the test anyway. 5 out of 5! You see what you're talking about? Beast mode! Shut up, Daz's YouTube. Daz was taking a test. Wait, what? Nice and toasty. Yeah, I'm guessing. Akami, wait, is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? Celsius? Where do you live? The North Pole? Alright, I've been told to take in, like, I'm saving history till last, because apparently that's the interesting one. Yeah, that's right. I'm waiting until the end for it. That's nothing. Oh, I see. The Twitch YouTube VOD notification just went like, wait, who clipped me? Do what now? Windows free coming back. Oh. It's not a temperature for humans, right, Tiz? I still need to take a vacation to Italy, Tiz. And to Australia. I need to go to Australia like within the next couple of weeks because it's summer over there and I want to go to the beach. How did you like the midterm exam? You did great. I don't want to do this. Are you ready? Yes. Great response. My friends, I knew you could count on your stats. What? Leading up to midterm, we learned all sorts of words for different regions. Starting today, I'll be throwing a curveball. We begin to listening comprehension. Oh, I'm not good at listening. My assistant, Pikachu. It went row. So away from Saskatchewan, Canada. Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan. Oh, I can't remember. You just heard Pokemon can also use words to communicate. It's not always easy for us to understand them, but their words have meaning just as ours do. Pokemon can use language to share all kinds of information with each other, like the location of food or whether there may be predators nearby. The same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. I'm sure you're all curious, so today, that is, let's learn some Pokemon language. If you would be so kind, Pikachu. Well, that was happy. Oh. Oh. Didn't hear it. Angry voice. I knew that. Well, I couldn't hear it. Volume's down for me. Good job, Pikachu. Same Pokemon can even communicate its feelings in many different ways. Voices change depending on their mood and physical condition. Try listening more carefully to Pokemon. You might gain a deeper understanding to them. Instead, Pokemon are quite mysterious creatures. Some actually don't communicate words, but all use things like electromagnetic and ultrasonic waves. Now, let me give you one word of advice. If you poke at your Pokemon too many times while washing them during picnics, they'll get mad at you like Pikachu just demonstrated. I'm just guessing his face looked the same and I'm more of a visual person. Winnipeg. Manitoba? Words are hard. Alright, let's go back to language class. I hate language class. Can't wait for it to end. All this just for some candies? Like, ugh. My dear friends, how are you all today? I hope you're doing marvelously well. Time for another Salvatore's language lesson. Are you ready? Whee! I would expect no less from my excellent friends, and even your replies and my questions are excellent. Today we'll once again focus on listening. Go for a Pikachu. Sound like Pikachu. As you may remember from our last class, the same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. We'll learn more about language used by Pokemon. You'd be so kind, Pikachu. That sounded sad. Pikachu sad. Sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? Its voice seems to be lower pitched too. What emotion do you think Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Sad. Ding ding ding! That's right, Dazza. Fantastique! Just candies for you. Well, more for my Pokemon. It's expressing sadness. Kind of makes you want to cry, doesn't it? That's right, I had my little Pikachu cry as if it was crying. Funny joke, right? Yeah, crying is hilarious. Well done, Pikachu. Okay, you are adorable, but stop it, please. And now, as a propos of nothing, one of my wise words of advice, if you hear Pokemon making sad noise like this one, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. You probably already knew that, though. A piece of cake for you all, I'm sure. This goes well for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times of sadness. I truly hope that you can all have smiles on your face. My times, my friend. Oh, goodness. DazzaBound's back! Ah, that's good. I missed you. Alright, final lesson. Okay. And then we have to take the finals exam. I'm so hungry. Hi, DazzaBound. Hey. Welcome back, DazzaBound. Yeah, see you later, Stream Elements. No one wants you anyway. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Scum dum bum. Scum bum dum. How are you all today? Time for the last Salvatore's language lessons. Are you ready? Whee! Okay. Once again, have a listening lesson. Pikachu. Get right to it, my little Pikachu friend. For our last listening class, everyone, how are you feeling now? Cha? That's one contagious emotion in Pikachu's voice. I guess because he says it's contagious, it's probably not pain. Happiness! When Pikachu says... Expressing happiness doesn't make you just want to break into a happy dance. I didn't have to ask Pikachu to put on an act today. Oh ho! Simply asked it just to show you all how it feels about getting blah blah blah. So many new friends to study, blah blah blah. Both my little Pikachu and I so happy. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you the last word of advice. As you live your lives, I'm sure you'll all have times when you get mad or sad, or maybe even more than you would like. Yeah, it's true. Everything has its ups and downs. Life is a veritable roller coaster. But in the end, there's surely happiness waiting for you. Keep a smile on your face, even in the hardest of times. Shut up! If you're faced with a problem that you can't handle alone, find someone to rely on. Be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone. He does have an Alolan Raichu tail on his coat, yeah. And he had a Alolan Raichu on the board behind him as well. No, no Jolly Rancher, no. Original cries only. I'm so glad they got rid of the Pikachu cry. So glad they got rid of it. No, even that part. Just don't want to hear Pika, Eva anymore. Oh god, I'm so over it. The Eevee cry, Eva! Alright, final exam. Let's smash it. Which of the following means delicious? That one. What do these two foreign phrases mean? Ah, not time to eat. Or going home. It's this one. Pigger. Oh. Oh no. Say it again. It kind of sounds happy. Oh no, that was happy. What is your beloved teacher's name? Salvatore. Oh damn. Well, maybe I got one wrong, and that's fine. Well, that's exactly how they would do it with just saying Pika as well. Chasm. I reckon I got 4. We never have to go see him again. More medium candies. Yay. Alright, next class. What's my name? Yeah, we passed that one. Let's do art. We got this. We just smashed this out. Just like half an hour more to go. The VA voice acted with the Pikachu noises? Yeah. I'm pleased to say that everybody did very well on the midterm exams. As a reward for your hard work, we have a special guest visiting us today. Is it Professor Gibble? Now then, Brassy. Oh no. Greetings. Of course, the artist. I preferred Professor Gibble. He's very short compared to the castle, isn't he? I'm Brassius. I'm an artist and I focus exclusively on grass-type Pokemon for my work. Brassius here mainly creates three-dimensional pieces such as statues and the like, one of his major works in the installation titled Surrendering Sunflora found in Artisan. Many of you who have challenged the Artisan gym are no doubt familiar with these sculptures. Yes, I do recognize some faces among your students. Hope you all understand how fortunate you are to be able to attend Hass's class. Old Hass is the man who saved me when I had lost all hope and given up on myself, but he never gave up on me. I do not exaggerate when I say that he is my mentor in life. It is precisely thanks to Hass that I was able to establish my current art style. Ah, dear Brassy. This is weird. Nothing against reminiscing about old times, but today I hope you'll guide this class in the only way you can. No, me neither, Tiz. This is big old snooze fest. Why don't we discuss what Hass has mentioned, surrendering Sunflora. Can anyone here tell me what my mood was when I created a detached expression? Sad? No? Completely and utterly wrong. I surrendered all hope. I was prepared to give up everything. I resolved to give up my life as an artist if that piece did not receive proper recognition. Hence the name Surrendering Sunflora. That's exactly it, Hass. When I started out as an artiste, I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me into desperation? I began worrying about only what would sell. I was concerned with only fame and fortune and anything that goes with it. Yeah, every answer was wrong. Dollar Store Kurama? What? But all my pieces during this time had no depth. They were all shallow trash. It was then that I met Hass. Look at him, he's kind of smiling slightly and it's scaring me. He helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare you the details, but in the end I was able to leave all that behind. It's also when I crafted the Sunflora. Remarkable. Even I did not know the full story until now. This kind of thing is hard to tell someone, especially when they are all so close to you. Now I don't doubt that your adolescents will often find your heads clouded with worries. What? My advice to you is simple. Be honest with yourself and do whatever your heart desires, so long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all from me. Must admit, I'm beginning to feel a bit embarrassed, so I bid you farewell, Hass. Farewell to your pupils as well. Is that going to be on the exam? Yeah, right, Jolly? Oh, Brassy, I can't believe it. Such a wonderful class. Oh, God. That was not... I learned so much. I'm curious. 86 hours. Holy smokes. You know, I was saying to CK before I started playing it, or before this game was out, I was like, I really hope it takes me... Because I looked at my stats from when playing Sword and Shield on stream. I was like, I really hope it takes me the same amount of time, you know? It took me about 3 weeks, about 50-ish hours into the game before I finished it. And we're about 2.5 weeks since launch, and I'm 86 hours in, and I've finished the main game, but I've not finished the post-game. I want to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. I was so touched by Brassius' story that I simply couldn't contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. Certainly got very stern talking to from Mrs. Time after that class. Yes. Fox from Naruto? You see, I don't know that. Anyway, let's shift gears and dive into the materials for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? The name would imply there are 10 sites of Paldea that are considered particularly beautiful. Among them, I would say that the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You see the field after field of olive trees? Yeah, sure we can. I mean, maybe if this was like a modern game, we would see trees after trees and fields of olive trees. But really, all we just see is a brown patch on the ground and sticks poking up. 2 waterfalls are also counted amongst these 10 sites. Fury Falls and Casaroya Falls. Oh, I haven't been to that one. There's the peak of Glaciado Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff of Glaciado Mountain that's named after a rather unique shape. Oh. Blowing smoothly in the breeze. What? So let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pronged cliff on the Glaciado Mountain? No need to grasp at straws. Grasp. Exactly, it looks like I hadn't taken a hold of something like that. The 3-pronged cliff at Glaciado's Mountain is in fact known as Glaciado's Grasp. Though its shape is far too stubby to be that of a human hand, imagine someone thought it looked like a Pokemon hand grabbing something. There's also mountains in Area 3 of the East Province where you can get a good look at Levincia. It's particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant it's known as the Million Volt Skyline. I want to see that. Don't know what that could be though. It's quite a hot spot for dates. Oh, and deservedly so for having such a romantic view. Oh. The trees. No jerking? I imagine it's what the kids say these days. Very fleek selfie spot. Oh. You may feel that not all 10 sites live up to their grandiose names. How often do we visit some tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. They try so hard. Yeah, why are all these old men trying to use slang, right? The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own 2 eyes. And sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance! Yeah! I should put that on my dating profile. Oh dear. Oh, chat. Chat. Dating app. Made profile January last year. Last week, had my 3rd match. Oh! They never spoke to me again. Same as the second one. I'm okay with it. Don't really care. It's just funny to me. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. Zaza. What? 3 matches in a year. Haha! Hilarious. Oh, Penny's back there. That's not Penny. That's Penny. That's not. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. My, how time flies, as they say. Indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now, our topics for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art. You don't say. But there is absolutely no set definition to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are 2 things I wish to focus on today, ribbons and marks. Ooh, well, let's talk about that earlier. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture a Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort or has noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it can be given a ribbon. To be given an example, you may manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon. It may be granted the Best Friends ribbon. Incidentally, there is a person in Cascarifa who can give your Pokemon a Best Friends ribbon. Ah. Marks, on the other hand, are mostly found on the wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of the Pokemon, such as with the Rowdy mark or the Vigor mark. It's completely up to luck whether you'll run into a Pokemon with these marks. So if you're able to catch a Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at your outstanding fortune. Does anyone know what special thing you can do with Pokemon that have ribbons or marks? You can change the title. Your knowledge is impressive, thank you. The correct answer is that Pokemon ribbons or marks can be given titles. What's more, they can be sent into battle displaying a title of your choosing. For example, you can say that send out Gibble with the best friend ribbon by declaring, "Go Gibble, the great friend!" While I know that I just said marks are generally found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems more recently Pokemon can be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. There are marks such as the Gourmand mark, the Item Finder mark, the Partner mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to try and work out how to get each mark using its name as a clue. I said you can show them off. I mean, it's true. Alright then, final exam for art. Let's draw a picture. Can't fail because it's open to interpretation, you know what I mean? It's very subjective. Art final. Don't be tardy. I'm trying not to be. Let's smash it first time. We got this. Alright, final exam. Do your best. Blah, 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 blah. Don't copy my answers. What's the name of the restaurant where you can change the Terra type? Treasure Eatery. Name of the Brassia signature art installation? Surrendering Sunflora. How many waterfalls are counted among the sites of Paldea? 2. Where can you find the million-volt skyline? Levincia. Marks on Pokemon are present when you first meet and none can be added later. False. Boom! It's my sincere wish that all of you go on to even greater, more prosperous futures. Oh, that's an easy, easy dub. Thank you, Lav. I'm sure that's a 100% pass rate for DazzaBound. And thank you for the medium candies. Yay. Is this like unlocking more things? It is. Okay, I kind of thought that would happen. Right. So we've got to finish the classes and then go talk to everyone and probably get rewards that way. Maybe that's where we get the better rewards from. Battle studies. This should be easy. I do know my art stuff. Apparently I really don't know math though. I thought that would be the one that I would get easier. Oh, never mind. Let's get right to it. You gave everything you had on the midterm exam. Well done. We'll resume our regular class today, so keep that energy for the second half of the term. Have you all been using the R button to send out your Pokemon? If you do, your Pokemon will run off into the direction you're facing. It's a super useful tactic that lets your Pokemon pick up faraway items for you, and that's not all. If there's a wild Pokemon near you when you send out your Pokemon, they'll start battling each other. You call those battles auto-battles. Just as the name implies, your Pokemon will act on its own during auto-battles, meaning you won't have to give it any commands. If your Pokemon wins, you'll get experience to tell you where you are. If you make use of these battles, they can be really efficient ways to train your party. If you really want to remember... Oh dear. A Pokemon won't evolve or learn new moves right away if they level up from an auto-battle. Right, there we go. We actually get told that. Also, if a Pokemon loses an auto-battle, it'll come back with just a small amount of hit point left. Make sure to heal it up right away. Thank you, Lily. Thank you. Whoops. I just did the whole class as a one-sided lecture. Does anyone else have any questions so far? No questions here. You're already good at this. I can't wait to see where you go from here. Even during auto battles, our Pokemon are out there battling for us, our trainers. Keep an eye on them as much as possible. And if it looks like they're going to lose, be sure to have them retreat. It's because without saying, but Pokemon with low HP are already worn out. Probably won't enjoy auto battles as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? In conclusion, auto battles only work if a trainer and the Pokemon have a relationship or mutual trust. Be smart with how you use auto battles so you don't lose the trust of your Pokemon. I might just better suggest we do some hands-on practice already to drive the point home, but I guess we're out of time as usual. Class over for now. Take care, you little rascals. Done. Easy peasy. Are we all enjoying class? Getting some good tips in. Battle studies. Class number 5. Okay, don't be tardy. We got this. Although I am sleepy. Oh. Never round of battle studies. I gave you auto battles a shot like we talked about last class. Blah blah blah. I mean, this is not a punishment. This is punishment. Making good use of auto battles will let you train up a bunch of Pokemon. Also, an efficient way to gather Pokemon and materials you need to make TM or TM machines. Thinking of which, have you all been using the TM machines? Sure hope so, because it's a pop quiz time. To create TMs, you need Pokemon materials and one other thing. Anyone else know what it is? LP. Ding dong! I work for the school district, doesn't mean I want to go back to... Cece, you just got the job. Do you want to go back to Walmart? You can also exchange Pokemon materials at a TM machine to get LP. I recently heard about some shady individuals getting LP illegally using a technique called hacking or something like that. I don't want any of you getting involved in bad stuff like that. Got it? Anyway, you can also add TMs that you want to make to your watch list. That'll let you keep an eye on the materials you need to gather. In conclusion, in order to make TMs, you need Pokemon materials, and if you want to get hold of Pokemon materials, you'll have to battle all kinds of Pokemon. I was actually looking for her in the class, but she wasn't there. You just don't want to go back to class? I see. Okay, no Walmart for you then. No Walmart for you. Battle Study 6, and then we got another test. I miss the old Pokemon schools. They were easy to go through. Skeledirge is here! Our last class, but don't let those energies levels drop before we wrap things up. You've shown that you have more than enough knowledge to be super strong battlers. I don't know you have much left to teach, but we can always train. We can always aim for ever greater heights. So today I'm going to teach you about the rules of link battles. Ah, Callum, you listening? When two trainers participate in link battles together, they can engage in either single battles or double battles with each other. If you're playing in a group of 4, you can each battle each other in a multi-battle. That would be fun. That would be really fun, actually. I've got an idea for that. Now, when you're out having battles during your independent study, you can use whatever number of Pokemon you like, and they can be any level. But in link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. Some of these special rules involve adjusting Pokemon's levels. Now, the no restriction rule lets all Pokemon stay at their current level. It lets trainers use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiples of the same held item too. But if you choose to use normal rules, all your Pokemon will be set to level 50 for all your battles, regardless of what level they actually are. This even includes lower level Pokemon that will get a boost to participate. Normal rules let you use multiple of the same Pokemon species and the same held items too. The great part about this rule set is that it lets any of your Pokemon participate even if they have to do is learn some good moves. Lastly, the rule called flat rules mostly affects Pokemon over level 50. Such Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of the battle. The flat rules set is the one that's often used for official tournaments. The rule set does not allow trainers to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiples of the same held item. Good to know. Alright, here's a question for you. Which rule set should you pick if you want to use lower level Pokemon to keep its level low? Normal. So does flat rules not raise the levels? Normal rules adjusts all Pokemon to level 50 even... Oh. Did I misread the question? Oopsie. You got some clever strategy that you need to use a level 5 Pokemon for. Your best bet is to use the flat rules. Ah. You can also choose no restrictions if you want to battle with any Pokemon you want, any level with any held item. Oopsie. You'd fail. I know this game, the school is the plot line, but ugh. There's so much clicking. Alright, I'm ready for the exam. I can do this. First try, let's go. 5 out of 5. I like that Arven's back there with his Mabostiff now. Yeah, I didn't realize. That. I just knew that flats stopped you from using multiple Pokemon and multiple items. I didn't realize it kept Pokemon at level, like lower levels than 50. Alrighty, time for the exam. Today's our final exam. Time to put on your game face to do battle with those test sheets. Which cheer boasts attack and special attack? Oh. Go all out, right? What can you do? Auto battles. Take on gyms to change material. Hack the system! High level Pokemon adjusted to what level using flat rules? 50. When using normal rules in link battles, you can use multiple Pokemon of the same species. True! Oh, was that it? Oh, okay. That was quick. Maybe I got 4 out of 5. I'm not sure. The cheering one. Can't remember what it's called. I think it's Go All Out. Go All In just doesn't sound right. Blah, 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 blah. And we got 5 out of 5. Alright, we're done with battle studies. We got some candy. Okay, nearly there. Nearly there. 2 more classes. Home Ec, Sandwich Man, and History. Pass, lady. Thank you, Lav. Thank you, Neo. Bum, bum, bum. Put away your phones. It's time to begin class. Though some of you have had to retake the midterm exam multiple times, I'm glad to say that the majority of you, the class passed without issue. Feel honored to see the kind of knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life take root in all of you. Just that you'll all work hard and your life skills the second half of our course as well. Let us now turn our attention to the topic of the day, which is inspired by a question received of the subject of meal pals. The student who asked this question is a young man who enjoys the culinary arts. He tells me that he regularly researches culinary techniques on his own and pays careful attention to the ingredients he uses. He also spends day and night studying all aspects of the culinary arts. Yet despite this, he is baffled by his inability to increase the effectiveness of meal powers. So tell me, Master Dazza, since you had quite well on your middle exams, what should this young man do to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers? Arthur? I didn't realise he was there. I cannot disclose the identity of the certain male student who enjoys the culinary arts. It very may well be Arvin, but it may not be. To increase the effectiveness of meal powers, your sandwich must be filled with as many different ingredients. For a single person, this may prove difficult, but if you prepare a sandwich for others, you may be able to handle a larger serving of bread. With a larger base to start with, it becomes quite simple to add more ingredients to your sandwich, which in turn makes it possible to receive meal powers of increased effectiveness. This applies more broadly as well when dealing with difficult issue. Working with others to solve their issue may be the best course of action. I'm sure that Arvin will likewise work with friends to craft his sandwiches in the future. The identity of the male student is a matter of privacy, so I ask you do not pry too deeply. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you farewell. Cool. Bigger sandwich with more people. Gotcha. How many people here haven't done the classes? Bum bum bum. Bum, bum, bum. We go again. Right, friends, it's time to begin class. While you're out performing in the field with one of your Pokemon walking alongside you, have you ever noticed changes in its coloration? I don't mean that it suddenly becomes like a shiny Pokemon or nonsense like that. I'm speaking of it becoming filthy. No. Pokemon battle, they get hurt and moves used against them. They get battered by wind and rain. They get covered in sand and mud. They get, in a word, filthy. I've seen many a trainer walking about with their adorable little Pokemon without addressing the issue. It's deplorable. Let me ask a question of someone who I am sure would not tolerate such a shameful conduct. Ah, yes, Master Dazza. What should you do if your Pokemon is dirty? Clean it up. Did 3 onwards for all of them about an hour ago. How? Perfectly correct. I knew I could count on you to provide me with such an answer. When your Pokemon is dirty, clean them. This is of course simply common sense. While you have a picnic, you can approach a Pokemon on your team and perform a variety of actions. One such animation is putting them through what I like to call the Pokemon wash. In other words, you're able to clean them up. Start by getting a sponge, lathering up soapy bubbles, and carefully scrub your Pokemon. Once your Pokemon is nicely covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will encapsulate the filth, and then you can simply wash away with a spray of water. So get your Pokemon clean and shining as bright as a Terrajewel. Certainly quite a bit of work, but this will also restore hit points and cure status conditions. However, some Pokemon may have parts of their bodies that they do not want scrubbed up, that they would rather not get wet, you're telling me. Be sure to keep this in mind when cleaning your Pokemon. Yeah, hands off. Buy me dinner first. Most important point that I like to mention is that some Pokemon like to be dirty. Well, I'll contradict myself by saying this. Please do remember that cleaning your Pokemon is not always the kind thing to do. Oh my god. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Blah blah blah, that's all I mean. Yep. Were you the one that made me do this, Hellhound? My version is more entertaining. I beg your pardon, Lily? Home Ec? Boom, boom, boom. bit too forward. Oh, Pokeballs. Okay, see, that makes more sense. Yeah, Hellhound, you're like, go to class, Dazza. Go be a nerd. You're gonna learn things. You always make me do this. No, don't you dare. Home economics is the study of life necessities, but looking back on our time together, realize I focus more entirely on food. Yep. And cleaning. I hope it's not too late to shift you to discuss another clothing, another necessity. Oh my god. Sure, you're aware our academy has an air of freedom about it. We provide uniforms for each season to accommodate the diverse climate of Paldea. However, students are free to wear whichever style they wish whenever they please. I wear flip-flops. They should all receive 4 sets of tops and bottoms, 1 for each spring, summer, and fall, and winter, when the academy accepted you. If by chance you are not aware of this, you may wish to pursue your wardrobe. As long as you wear our school uniform, the rest of your ensemble does not need to be school issued. This includes your bag, your hat, if you choose to wear one. If you're even free to style your hair however you wish. Mr. Salvatore's hairstyle, for example, would certainly have been against school rules when I was a boy. That reminds me. There's one more thing I'd like you all to decorate, which I must say I find quite charming. Rotom phones? We learned the move Torture. Yay! Yeah, I know, that's why I've left it till last. You know, people keep telling me that the history class is the important one. I must admit that I'm fascinated by Rotom phones and how to customize them. What's that? How very intriguing. So there is a shop called Delibird Presents where you can purchase cases for your Rotom phones. Thank you for that useful bit of information. I shall have to go myself first thing tomorrow to get an adorable case of my own liking. I like him. Forgive me, I seem to have gotten a little carried away with all this small talk. Ahem, this class is known for home economics is near its end. I offer those final words of advice to you who those who've been honing everyday life skills with me. I feel the study is not so decisive as the likes of mathematics, for instance, where test scores might play a part in deciding your future. However, as you go on to cook for yourselves and take care of your Pokemon to decide what to wear in the morning when you awaken, be honoured if what I've taught you serves to soothe and enrich your lives, if only a little. Sentiments will have to be my Mr. Hassel and his particular outlook on such matters. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for seeing this class through to the end. We did it. We made it to the end. Now we just have to pass the test. Oh. It's okay, Belly. Don't worry. It's nearly time for food. Goodness knows what, but I'll feed you. Don't worry, boss. Home Ec Final. Alright, let's slay out. And let's, of course, not be tardy. Bum ba ba bum. Bum ba bum. Bum ba ba bum. Bum bum. It's a post-game quest for you. Okay. Time has come to test how well you will have learned in my class. Let's begin before the information simmering in your brains from last minute session fades. Yep. I'm sure the following meal powers makes it easy to come across shiny Pokemon. Sparkling. Following is not an effective egg power. Helps out strong Pokemon. A simple yet important tactic for increasing the effectiveness of meal power. Make food with others. It's a correct action to take when your Pokemon get dirty. Pokemon wash, dash, or wish. Should you change your uniform tops and bottoms to proper match each season? It doesn't matter. Alright, there we go. 5 out of 5. Let's go! Trust that you all gave this exam everything you had to not have to retake it. Yep, please remember to ask for your scores. Nearly there, chat. So close. Finish with spaceships. That means food? Spaceships? And torture at school things. Yep. No worries, Lav. Enjoy your food. I wish I could have food. You left it late. It's like 10 o'clock for you. Should I add a ruler to show you how tall this stack of tests is that teacher sent today? 150 copies, 16 pages each, 6 single-sided. Alright, what do we get? 5 out of 5? Very good, very easy, very fine. More medium candies. Oof. I'll keep doing my best. Right, time to finally take history class and see how important this is that people keep telling me about it. I'm still going to speed through it. I'm just going to pay attention to it. Can I have noms too, please? Thanks. Right, here we go. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. So happy to continue unraveling the marvels of history that presented to us today. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by the midterm. No, it's more derailed by your hair. Suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then, so allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. One second. Okay. He was particularly fond of treasures from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. Merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. 4 treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Perfect time to make eye contact, young Dazza. Answer me this. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think the tablets were? Wouldn't have been the electronic device. I don't know. You don't chew. No, wooden planks. 2,400 pages. The print is a lot. I hope that printer doesn't overheat. Had to add more paper to the printer twice now just for this order. Well, yeah, you got to keep on printing. Correct. Your daily pursuit of knowledge serves you well. These particular tablets were wooden and used as writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you may know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. For the king to consider these paper substitutes treasures, they must have been superb quality. That or perhaps they had some amazingly profound teachings written on them. So the king obtained these 4 treasures, and on that very night, it said that the terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. There's a castle in Paldea? I mean, there's lots of ruins everywhere. So time already, so I wasn't done with my story, but alas, so ends today's lesson. If you're interested in how the story ends, you may come see me outside class hours. Ah. Boom, boom, boom. Next. History. Class will begin soon, don't be tardy. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever we did yesterday is now a part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvel that history has presented to us. Just you remember our lesson before the midterm exam concerning the great crater of Paldea and its interior, Area 0. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean Emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. Name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area 0 expedition. The team is said to have been made up of the Paldea's biggest and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area 0, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. Perfect time to make eye contact. Let's see if you're paying attention. What's the name of the team? Expedition. Yep. You seem quite the clever one. Thank you. Very humble as well. The record of their activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in the bookstores and like even today. The record is now known as the Scarlet Book. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area 0. The Scarlet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. Masters began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition, making it to the bottom of the crater, was called into question. The Scarlet Book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy of one of the bookshelves of the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Oh, is that the time already? Must have gotten swept up in filling in your minds with knowledge. Alright. Heath Ledger. They could have done, I suppose. Long as a standard 4-door sedan car. Big printer. Alright, one more class. I was hoping we'd get more insight as to the 4 thingies, because I've got a feeling they're to do with the 4 Pokemon locked behind the doors. Since one of them was a door of tablets. Can't remember what the yellow one was, but it rank bells. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. Today is our last class. I'd like to unravel the marvels of history presented to us one last time. In the last class, I taught you about the Area Zero expedition 200 years ago, correct? Well, the last 200 years is not that long. Not that long at all. How unfortunate our history lessons must march so inexorably towards the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march towards the past instead? To start from our present and study history in reverse? No, that'd be cool, I suppose. Yeah, however, I'm afraid I risk incurring the wrath of our dear director if I stray from the curriculum. I suppose I have no choice but to let the flow of time carry us forward towards the future. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with the history of the terrestrial phenomenon. Technology behind the terror orbs has its origins in Area Zero. Even after the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continued to explore the area. Around 140 years ago, Pokémon cloaked in a mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, these were in fact terrestrialized Pokémon. However, when those who discovered these Pokémon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. Over 10 years ago, it may as well be present day, a certain someone you have all definitely heard of unraveled the mystery. Is this going to be Professor Sada? No, it wouldn't be Heath. It wouldn't be... Yeah, it's going to be Sada. I think you are a new transfer student to our academy could correctly answer this question. You must be very diligent in your studies. Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Sada unraveled the mystery of the terrestrial phenomenon. She discovered that the shining crystals down in Area Zero, or rather the energy they emit, is what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize. This led the professor to invent Terror Orb technology and develop a practical use for it. This technology was then shared with both the Pokemon League and our academy. Rumor has it that Director Clavel was one of the researchers on the professor's team. Alas, this story is much less exciting now than someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? Is that it? Okay. That was easy. And now we just slay out on the final exam, and we pass everything, become a model student, and we're beating the game. History final. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, time for our final examination. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your mind and answer the questions. Area Zero. How many years ago was the Academy founded? 800... Oh god, was it 6? 805. Did not appear in the fairy tale. A vessel, set of tablets, folding fan. Yeah, it's a folding fan. Heath. How many years ago did Professor Sada invent Terror Orbs? 10 years ago. Bing! Bang! Bong! At least 4 out of 5 there. That was an easy one. So you asked for your scores at the school's front desk. Very good. Very fine. I'm never going to have to do this again. This is great. Oh. Oh, 5 out of 5. Yeah. Not a sweat. Now finished all your classes and passed all of their exams. I have this for you from Director Clavel. 5 experience candies L. That sucks. We can now focus on the treasure hunt. Hooray! Alright, let's wrap up these exclamation marks. We've got someone waiting for us out here somewhere. One of the teachers. Oh, there's the rifle. Oh, I kind of want to save her until last though, because she said she had something for us. So we'll wait for her. Oh, but we do have Hassel here somewhere. Where art thou, Hassel? Right there. Oh, look at the Pachirisu up there. Oh. Yeah, I went past him. Yeah. Dot. Why, hello there, young Dazza. Sorry, I was lost in thought. I didn't notice your approach. I feel I must again apologize for what transpired in the schoolyard. Didn't bother me. It's very magnanimous of you. Been called that before. That woman who showed up is a dragon tamer. A relative of mine. Oh, never mind, they are relatives. I might add. You see, I come from a very long line of trainers who specialize in dragon-type Pokemon. There was a child in our family who was expected to stand at its head and lead it to greatness. But the young lad, rebellious little fellow that was, ran away from home one day. He made quite the show of it too. Swearing he'd make a living with music. Interesting. What happened since then, and now he's at the art teacher of the Elite Four member before you. Oh, okay. It's him. After I so rudely took my leave during our last conversation, my dear relative encouraged me to give up teaching and return home at last. Been told the current leader of my family, that is to say, my father, is in poor health. Oh! But I do apologize. Perhaps I'm not cut out for teaching after all. What sort of teacher grumbles on and on at his own student? I want you to quit I don't want any of those answers, I'll be honest. Ah, my dear Dazza, you have no idea how much your words mean to me. Thank you so much. You feel trusted by Mr. Hassel. Alright, cool. Thanks for trauma dumping on me, I guess. We're done with school, we're done with classes, I passed them all, I got my large candies. I'm just wrapping up the conversations with the teachers. Yeah, just doing the teacher storylines, yeah. Yeah, that is kind of sad. Why are you guys laughing? God, you guys, the man's father was dying. Oh, my dear Dazza. Thanks to your advice from before, poor me as well. Just see for yourself. Seems very quiet. Yeah, he's feeling better, but this particular poor me may just be a bit meek, I suppose. I had Nurse Miriam take a look as well, and she says there's nothing wrong with him health-wise. So it shouldn't have any injuries, ailments, or the like. Even so, it never utters so much of a cry, which is odd. Apart as even Mr. Jacques, it's going to be a ditto. Or something weird like that. Sorry that I couldn't be of any help. Or a Zoroa. Probably a Zoroa. Oh, Hisuian Zoroa, because it's language teacher. Okay, I didn't realize that his weird head stripe went all the way back there. Don't worry about it. I have some more information now, thanks to the Academy's security cameras, though. It seems Pormy was attacked by a wild Pokemon and fled here to the Academy grounds. Maybe it's still in a bit of shock from that experience, and we can't bring it to itself to speak. Yep, if that's the case, there's absolutely no problem with keeping quiet. Hey, Introverted Elf? Oh wow, how's Pokemon been going? We actually just finished up all 3 storylines today. Until it feels like talking, that's all we can do, really. Even if you can speak all sorts of languages, there's no guarantee that you can understand what's going on in someone's heart. That's very true. Yep, thank you for that. You know the best way how to understand that? To actually talk to them about it. And not just leave them, you know? But no fear, I won't give up. No, I'll keep trying until we've figured each other out. Weird. Feel trusted by Mr. Salvatore. Cool. I'm leaving. Not salty. Not at all. I think it is. Oh dear. I joke about it because I think I'm mostly over it. It's just funny to me. Right, moving on. Hello there, Dazza. You always seem to appear at the most crucial of moments. That's me. I'll be salty too. Something going on? Well, you see... Mr. Hassel, I'm here to collect you. So I see. I'm glad that you finally made up your mind about taking your place as leader of the family. Well, it's indeed true that I've made up my mind. I've made up my mind to continue teaching here at the Academy. Haven't seen any of the game yet myself. Are you keeping it a secret for yourself, Introverted Elf, or have you just been busy? Busy. How could you? Are you saying you don't care what happens to our proud lineage? Saying that I have other priorities. Have a look around at the art decorating this room, would you? Yeah, it's terrible, and these students need to do better. Children here are letting their senses, their perceptiveness, grow freely. Do not wish to say that protecting our family's ancient blood... Oh, look at that, chat! Australia, next region confirmed. Do not wish to say that protecting our family's ancient bloodline is of no importance. Simply wish to see young talent blossom and grow into the future. The Ditto is good, though. The Ditto's alright. Just seems much more fun to me, if I'm being honest. What utter nonsense. Ah, fair enough, introvert elf. That sounds good. Sometimes a break from stuff like this is a good thing. I find myself far too distracted by Twitch most times, to be honest. And yet your fearless, unflinching commitment to that nonsensical vision proves that you're worthy of carrying the will of the dragons, Master Hassel. I will not give up. I'll come as many times as I need in order to change your mind. Oh, by all means, my door is open. I think you'll soon find you've met your match in stubbornness. You thought I could be cowed by some story spun up about my father's deteriorating health? I'm not so easy for— They lied about his— Oh! Dinkum Cannon in-game? That rude poo came from Pokemon? Oh god. Yeah, the derpy paints in the classroom's funny. I like it. Titch! I will return another day. Titch! Titch! Ah, I'm sorry you had to see all of that. So very close to resigning my post as teacher and returning to my home. The students here gave me courage to say no. That includes you, Dazza. Your words truly brought me strength. I cannot think of a way I could possibly repay my debt to you, young ones. Take this, if you will, insufficient as it may be in expressing the full breadth of my gratitude. Yeah, alright then. Now then, let it be clear to all. I, Hassel, will continue on my chosen path as instructor of the youths of our world. You formed a close bond with Mr. Hassel. I mean, maybe a different Terra type would have been better. I don't really care much about dragon types, but... the gym battles are... yeah... weak. That's all I'll say, really. Not a strong part of the game. My dear Dazza, pour me here as healthy as can be. Not so great, no, not in my opinion. I'm pretty sure that every gym battle, I just burst through all of their Pokemon with just a single move. Well, it seems being quiet is simply a part of this one's personality, but it's hard for a Pokemon to communicate with its fellows without speaking up. As you know, wild Pokemon use their cries to tell each other all sorts of things, like the location of food or wherever the predator's nearby. Shut up, Riolu. So even if I were to release it back into the wild, I'm afraid that it may not be able to do those sorts of things. So when it transforms into Ditto. No? What do you think, Lazar? Where does Palmy belong? With you, Mr. Salvatore. Oh, I didn't expect to hear Mon Nom. I could do with some noms as well. So you think I should stay here with me? I was so focused on getting it back into good health so it could return to the wild that I didn't even consider that a possibility. What do you think about that idea, my little Palmy friend? Oh, he said Palmy! It was a real Palmy! Palmy, it spoke at last! Even without speaking Pokemon language myself, I know that reply means yes. Oh, my dear Dazza. Mercy so very, very much for all your help with Palmy. More reason you should have this here. A rare Pokemon. Oh. Ah, I'm so happy. Yes, I, Salvatore, will take it upon myself to look after Palmy for good. I will indeed. From a close bond with Mr. Salvatore. And we got... Is this the... Didn't want to open a picnic. Is this the Galarian Meowth? Indeedy! Galarian Meowth. Location, Naranjar Academy. Somewhat vain. Alright, Mr. Seguaro is back here as well. Master Dazza! It's the Gremlin! There's something I would very much like to ask your help with. Sure. Well, you see, I do not want anyone to overhear this, but I heard rumors of an incredibly sweet condiment that exists somewhere in the Paldea region. So we must experience that ambrosial sweetness for myself. You're the only one who knows of my insatiable sweet tooth, thus I have no one else I can turn to for help in this matter. I cannot go looking for this condiment myself, lest I destroy the image students have of me. I'll repay you for your troubles, of course. Give it some thought if it piques your interest. Meantime, I'll gather what information I can about this incredibly sweet condiment. Share what I find with you as soon as I have more detailed information. Okay, I can do that. I've probably already got it. It's gonna be wasabi, isn't it? The sweetest of all condiments. Home ec room. Let's do it. You hate this quest? Oh my goodness. Master Dazza, about the matter which I need your help. Discover the name of the incredibly sweet condiment. It's called a sweet herba mystica. You should find it during the course of your treasure hunt. I would be grateful if you would share some with me. Oh wait, it's a sandwich ingredient, isn't it? Is it not a sandwich ingredient? I've got one. There you go. Oh. Yeah, you can have it. Don't know what you guys talk about. It's easy. Piece of cake. I must create something with it right away. Don't you know what you guys talk about? Just been doing raids. Got some Herba Mystica. It's so very sweet. My, what ambrosial sweetness. It's like a sweeter honey, a much sweeter honey. Yes, as if honey's sweetness were multiplied by 100. Hey, Mrs. Saguaro, what are you eating? Ah! It smells super sweet, and you look so happy eating it. But no, you see, there's a reason for this. You don't look like someone who likes sweets, but that's pretty cool. I don't actually know, Neo. I think you're just meant to find them and then go to the sandwich guy. I'm not sure. Ah, that's true, Lily. That's true. Spent my entire life trying to maintain the image that others have of me, but now I see that it's possible to reconcile the difference between myself and my outward appearance and my inner love of sweets. Well then, Master Dazza, here's a reward for your efforts as promised. A Slowpoke Cup. Oh boy, you shouldn't have. If it makes you feel any better, Lily, all you're missing out on is a Slowpoke Cup. I feel robbed. Oh, the nurse's office! Oh. Okay. But I actually want it. Yeah, you can only get them from 5- and 6-star raids, so I guess that's a bit of a yoicks. No way, no way, no way! Come on, Miriam, just try it. Miss Dendra? Oh, great timing, new kid. Nurse Miriam here won't try the sandwich I made. Well, duh, I don't want to get a stomachache. You won't, probably. I still remember that sandwich you made me with meat filling and meat for bread, and that one that really messed me up bad. Oh, that'll give you the poops. I hadn't trained in the art of sandwich making yet back then. I was young and thoughtless, and... Young and thoughtless? It was last month! Oh, actually, when you're doing it offline raids, they're not that bad. Because when they die, they don't lose timer. So as you can see, I'm not getting anywhere trying to persuade her. Even after I went through that intensive sandwich making training, it kind of makes me sad. She went through intensive sandwich making training? Yeah, she worked really hard at it, yeah. Ugh. Guess I have no choice. You've got one of your cute little students on your side. I am cute little student. So fine, I'll try your sandwich, let's see. Yes, I knew you'd come around, here it is. Munch, munch, munch. Munch? Munchlax confirmed for DLC. It's a little strongly flavoured, but I guess it's not bad. Woohoo! My training paid off. Woohoo! So glad my sandwich pleases the great Nurse Miriam. I look up to you, you know. Thank you for trying it, and thank you to you, new kid. Stop calling me new kid. And she's run off again. That was weird. But that's just how Miss Dendra is, I guess. She's always coming into Nurse's office with some injury or another, too. Alright, then. I believe we got one more thing to talk to with the battle instructor. So she's probably going to be in the schoolyard. No, she's not. She's in the school There's a school store? I knew that. Yeah, I knew this was a thing, yeah. Totally not my first time here. Oh, look at all that bread! I never went here before, I didn't realize this was a thing. New kid, you here to do a little shopping? Yeah, I'm here to shop, sure. school store is a nice place. They've got everything you need right here. I'm here to check out the sandwiches they've got for sale. The school store sandwiches taste great and have excellent nutritional balance too. You're not making your own? See how many exclusives there are? There's like 7 or 8. There's not actually that many. Guess I'm just not used to it. Well, I know in pre-post game. Apparently there's a bunch in post game. All that training's kind of wore me out. I achieved my goal anyway, so I'm going to take a break from the sandwich making for a bit. Alright, I didn't tell you what my goal was. I wanted to pay Nurse Miriam back for everything she does for me. Ah! It's my way of saying thanks. She's so nice and so skilled at what she does. I really look up to her. I wanted to try sandwich making so I could be skilled at doing something for other people, like she is. But I guess I just wasn't cut out for it. Ah! What I am cut out for, though, is being full of energy, so I decided to focus on that instead. Like I said in class, I think people in Pokemon should make their strong point stronger. Really helped me out, new kid. So this is my way of saying thanks. Not bad. Protein? Formed a close bond with Miss Dendra. Okay. So I think we've only got to talk to the ghost-type teacher once. Oh, not the ghost-type teacher, the math teacher, who's the sister of the ghost-type gym leader. Guess I need another box. Such interesting work, CC, isn't it? But better than Walmart. Wait, where am I again? There she is. Dee-dee-doo-doo-doo. That cycles our head. Yep. Okay. Well, that's fine. Just keep eating it. Yep. Okay. Dazza, help me keep an eye out, would you? Set up a little ambush here for that girl who keeps watching me. She'll be here any second. Why? Well, you see, it's not very pleasant knowing that she's just staring at me all the time. True. And you know what she looks like after seeing her in the cafeteria. Ah! It's you, isn't it? The one who's been secretly watching me recently. Is it time? How'd you know Who's she gonna be? I guess you must have noticed me. I'm so sorry. Of course I noticed. You're watching me practically all day, every day, after all. Assume there's something you want to ask me. Yes, I do. Been a huge fan of yours since your time as a gym leader, and I love rock-type moves so very much. Ah. Oh my. You just suddenly retired from your post as a gym leader a year and a half ago. Why'd you quit? Is that all you wanted to ask? Yes, your reasons for retiring was never made public. It's well known among the students here that you just avoid the question anytime it's asked. Would it be rude to ask you a question that you didn't want to answer, so I just couldn't find the courage to ask? That's why your gaze felt so very intense. I see, forgive me. So very intense? Ah, never mind that. As for the reason I quit my job as a gym leader, I simply wanted to focus on more of my job as a teacher. They need from one order and how little another order needs. It's not that I dislike being a gym leader or anything of that sort. Quite the contrary. Talking about gym fills me with feelings of nostalgia and sadness. That's why I always avoid answering the question when students ask. Oh. Do you have any plans on becoming a gym leader again? No, I'm afraid I don't plan to do so. My sister is doing a splendid job as gym leader in my stead. I personally find being a teacher most enjoyable these days, but since I am, in fact, your teacher, I'd appreciate if you would call me Miss Time. Students do, not just Time. Okay, I'm sad to hear that, but I understand. Thank you so much, Miss Time. Well, I suppose that solves the mystery. Far too accepting of her child stalker? A little bit, yeah. That made me so nervous. I said so many things to try to sound cool. I was certainly a little scared when I felt that girl's intense gaze on me, but having you here with me allowed me to do what I needed to be done to face what turned out to be one of my biggest fans. Weird. Must thank you for always showing up just at the right time, Dazza. Allow me to show my appreciation a little. I hope these help you on your adventure. Oh, Poggers and Coggers, Rock-type Terror Shards. Let's go. And let's never talk to her again. Yeah, she's alright. I like her. She's not bad. Right. Let's see what she has to talk to us about these 4 treasures. Oh, we're nearly finished with school. This is great. We are nearly finished with school, right, chat? Treasure. it isn't Dazza from Class 1A, are you perhaps interested in the rest of the odd tale I told you in class? Yes. Heh, it is convenient that you would take the bait I presented in class. A vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. After obtaining these 4 treasures, the king's castle was destroyed. Why, you ask? Because these 4 treasures were actually 4 Pokémon. As these Pokémon were passed from human hand to human hand as treasures, they slowly became tainted by hubris and greed. Finally, after coming in contact with the rapacity of the king at the time, they awakened as disasters and began to rampage out of control. The king called for the renowned Pokémon wielders to defend the country, and, after a fierce battle, these incarnations of disaster were quelled. It is said that these 4 Pokémon were sealed away somewhere in Paldea. Side of her head? Yeah, Marshadow. Then they missed a great opportunity to bake in a little less unhealthy parasocial relationship with Time Stalker. That would be nice. What do you think? Would you say the story is just make-believe? No. I've seen the doors. Very astute of you. I read many historical disaster reports, personal journals and the like. There's much to support the truth of this story. If I am able to prove the story's veracity myself, I'll be sure to let you know. Alright. Now, are we going to have any more conversations with her? Yes, but we have to... Do we just talk to her again? Oh, we do. Nice. Dazza, the time has come! The cursed treasures, the 4 Pokémon of ruin. They exist. That was nearly the bedumptist button then. Yeah, everyone points out this bit of hair. It's always twitching, and it drives people nuts. They exist, and I stumbled upon the truth in the newspaper of all places. Ha! In an interview piece with a carpenter, no less. Pokemon wielders apparently use sacred stakes to seal these treasures of ruins in shrines. There's a separate shrine for each of the 4 Pokemon, and the 8 stakes driven into the ground in the area surrounding each shrine keep the power of ruin at bay. Yep. A wick that's possessed. In other words, if all the stakes for a given shrine were to be removed, it would release the Pokemon held inside. You think that would be nice to free those Pokemon from the confines of their tiny shrines, Dazza? Oh, you mean the Pokemon of Ruin? The Pokemon that created the disaster and started a rampage and destroyed the castle? Yeah, let's let them out. Let them wander free. Do their thing. They're probably cooped up. They need a drink. Maybe a pizza. Great idea! Let's do it! Kind soul, I see you are proving truly useful. According to a descendant of the Pokemon wielders in the story, you must have a bond with Pokemon in order to remove the stakes. Oh. Okay. Sure someone as a Pokemon savvy as yourself would have no trouble with all that. Choose for yourself whether to believe me or not, but I will mark the locations of these shrines on your map. Oh! I can finally find the last one that I was missing. I'd rather go myself, of course, but skipping out of my classes to go adventuring seems to have made the director a little suspicious of me. You think of it as part of your treasure hunt. Treasures of ruin are still treasures after all. Hope you will investigate these shrines if you are at all inclined to do so. All of them look super amazing. Can't wait for you to see them. I've seen one of them. So I kind of know what one of the legendaries look like, and that's it. Because these are 4 legendary Pokemons. Wait, she wants to talk to us again. Hold on. How talk? She says talk again. Just go to our dorm room. Even with the marker, I can't find one of them. Guessing it's one over here somewhere? Ah. Fire Scourge Shrine? Grass Wither Shrine. Ice Wren Shrine. Ground Blight Shrine. You have to catch him and bring it back to her? Is that what I have to do to unlock the last of her talking points? Maybe it's on the ground. If you can't find it. Yeah, she's not saying anything else. Right. Well, chat, we finished school. And we finished the game, kind of. I don't know, would you say that now that we've finished the main 3 storylines, we're in post-game? And we're heading towards post-game?